Hello everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm Rachel from Makers Gonna Learn, your ultimate die cutting community. If you don't know who we are or what we do, click the very first link in the description below and learn all about our membership site that will help you become a better die cutting crafter today and every day in the future. You will absolutely love everything we have to offer over there. We have awesome printable guides, over 1,300 cut files, over 200 fonts, members only Facebook groups, free commercial licensing, and so much more. So please go see what you're missing, guys. But today I'm going to be showing you how to make the ultimate embroidery hoop wreath, and it is going to be so pretty. We're going to be using one of our fonts today called Ballin'. It is from Makers Gonna Learn. If you are not a member or you're not a yearly member, please sign up with the first link below, because you have to be a member in order to enjoy our fonts. So we're going to be using a font today. We're going to be using the word welcome, and we have got some awesome, very neutral color, like a creamy color fabric here today that we're going to be wrapping our embroidery hoop in. Then we've also got a really pretty plaid ribbon, but you can use any kind of ribbon, any kind of evergreen ribbon that you enjoy. You can use that. We have a hot glue gun that's heating up for us. You're going to need some cardstock. We are using cardstock for this, and I'm going to be using black. I think it'll look really good with the cream and the black in our ribbon. But this is an awesome evergreen tutorial, guys, that you are going to be able to reference all the time when you want to make an awesome embroidery hoop wreath. So I'm really excited to jump into it, guys. So along with that, grab you a measuring tape and some scissors, and then of course you'll need your Cricut, your Cricut mat and all that good stuff. But I want to go ahead and get the cutting out of the way. So let's go ahead and jump over in Design Space and see what we've got cooking over there. So guys, here is our word welcome using our awesome font Ballin'. Now all that we did was we went over here to the text tool after we downloaded it. When we downloaded it here, this is from Makers Gonna Learn. We went to our font category here and we searched Ballin'. You can view all. We have so many fonts over here to choose from, but all we did was we took that and we took it and we went over here, and it's already set to Ballin', as you can see, but we can go ahead and start typing it in. Once you have it to Ballin', we're going to go ahead and type in welcome. And once you type that in, what we're going to do is I'll move this guy out of the way so we can see what we're doing here. I'm going to make this really big, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over here to letter space, and we're just going to bring that down so you can see all the letters starting to squish together here, and we're going to hit a point that's perfect, and it looks like this is it. So this is a really easy word and a really easy font to work with. Because all we had to do is bring the letter space down. Usually we'll have to go up and hit the ungroup button and ungroup all these and manually put them where we want them and then group them back and then weld them, but it's easy peasy. So once you have this the way you want to, again, we do like, I like all lowercase letters for this. I think it just looks really elegant and pretty. So I'm going to select all that. Then we're going to go to the bottom right corner. We're going to weld. So once you weld that together is when you will measure your embroidery hoop. So let's go ahead and measure it to see how much we have to work with. So here's our embroidery hoop, and we're just going to get our measuring tape here. And the whole thing end to end is 14 inches. So we're going to use probably about, I think 11 looks really good. I don't want it too big, and I know I could make it a lot bigger, but I really think that 11 looks pretty good. 11 or 12, maybe 11 and a half looks good. So let's jump back over to Design Space and go ahead and adjust the sizing for that. So here we are, and we're gonna make this again about 11 wide, and it already is, as you can see here. So we're gonna make that 11 and a half wide there. And I do want to kind of make it a little bit wider, so we're just going to go ahead and click that unlock tool, and we're just going to bring this down a little bit. I want to try to make this a bit bigger. So now we're working with, let's see here, that 3.8, so almost 4 inches. So that looks really good. I do want these letters pretty large, you know, so that we can definitely read them. So if you wanted to unlock that and make that even bigger, you can definitely do that a lot until, you can do it a lot until it looks distorted. So it really doesn't look distorted there. So we really like that. So once you have this exactly how you want it, we can go ahead and click Make It. And this is just a normal, we're going to use paper cardstock for this, so we do not need to mirror it. We're going to go ahead and click Continue, and it's just going to connect via USB to our maker. And now we can pick our poison here. So we picked medium cardstock, and I'm going to give that more pressure for us. And now all I'm going to do is load our paper onto our mat and load our mat into our machine. So here's our mat, guys, and we're just going to pick up our black cardstock here and lay it down. This black is going to look really, really pretty on this embroidery hoop. So now we're just going to make sure this is well onto our mat here, and now we're going to load it into our machine. And once it's ready for us, guys, we're just going to hit that flashing Cricut button. And while that Cricut is cutting, guys, you can hear it over in the corner. We're going to take our material and we're going to measure and cut out our material as well. It'll really help us in the long run. So we're just going to unfold all this beautiful material. And we got this at Hobby Lobby, if you were wondering. Hobby Lobby is the closest craft store to us, and we do enjoy it. So we went to Hobby Lobby to get this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to open it up here, and we know how much we have to work with. We know it needs to be about 15 by 15 in order to fit completely over our embroidery hoop. So we're going to do this here. We're going to measure 15 is way over here. So we know that measurement there. So what we're going to do for that is we're going to keep it right there. And now we're going to swivel it around, and we're going to see that we have a lot more to go before we hit the bottom here, as you can tell right there. So we're just going to move it on down. So once you have this right there, what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and we're going to nick the spots where we're going to be cutting, okay? So we're going to nick this spot here. Nick, nick, nick. Going to nick it. There we go. We've nicked that spot good. And now we're going to go up here and nick this spot. And we're going to go over to the side here. We're going to nick this spot. And now we can remove our measuring tape and go ahead and cut this out. So we're going to go ahead and I'll widen this out so we can really see what we're doing here. And I'm just going to cut this out. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know, guys. And what we can do is, it's a little bit wrinkly. It's very wrinkly. So we can go through with an easy press and easy press this and just get all those wrinkles out. So that's probably a great tip that we will do to get those wrinkles out. And now our easy press is heated up, and we're just going to get all these wrinkles out of here. We've got this on our easy press mat, of course. We're just working out all those wrinkles. I got it up to 360, but again, guys, we're not heating anything up. All we're trying to do is make this like a little baby iron. So as long as those creases are gone, I am happy. So once you've got this done, we're just waiting on our Cricut to finish cutting. But what we can do at this point is we can take our fabric here and we can unhook our embroidery hoop and really loosen this guy up and detach these. And we're just going to lay our fabric over our embroidery hoop, and we can see how well it fits. So what we're going to do now, we got those wrinkles out, is we're going to take our embroidery hoop and we're going to put it over our fabric. And now before we tighten that back, we're going to flip this upside down here. And we're going to take our corners and we're just going to pull. I want a really, really tight embroidery hoop here, and we can tighten this up just a little bit and then pull some more. We just really want to have a good tight seal here on our embroidery hoop. And once you have that really, really nice and tight, which it is pretty darn tight, you can go ahead and tighten this as much as you can. So go ahead and push those together. And I'm hearing the wood split, so I'm thinking I'm doing that properly. So now we're going to take our scissors here and cut off all of the excess from the edges here. So we're just going to cut all this off. And once we've trimmed off all the excess here, we're just going to move this to the side and unload our mat. And see our beautiful little cardstock here. We're going to peel up the excess around our word. And now we're just going to very carefully peel up our word from our mat here. Definitely go with gravity on this and peel it up from your mat backwards. It's a really, really good way to make sure that you're going to have a really pretty letter here. So just keep doing that. And then looky there. Look how beautiful that turned out. So once we have that, we can put our mat up and get rid of our scraps. And now we're ready to just assemble our wreath here. So we have our welcome that we've cut out of our cardstock. And I also very quickly made a little bow here. And if you guys want to know how to make the bow, just go, I will link the video in the description below. It's 3 different ways to make a bow. It's an awesome little tutorial over there and you guys will really enjoy that. So first things first, we're going to take the ribbon that we made our bow with and we're going to measure out just a little loop here. And this loop is what we're going to be hanging our wreath from. So I'm going to just cut off right here and get some hot glue. And I'm just going to add some hot glue right here and then add this back down, and I'm just going to let that dry there. It's coming through and burning me, but hey, that's okay. Just be careful with that. And now while that is drying, we're going to adhere our welcome. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to run through the process verbally for you guys because it does need to go pretty quickly because the hot glue does dry. So make sure that you have your word backwards. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through each letter and apply a couple of little beads of hot glue, as many letters as we can, and then we're going to very quickly try and align it and lay it down onto our embroidery hoop, and then we're going to flip the whole thing over and press from that side because we really don't want to mess up our fabric from this side by pressing down into it. So here is our word here, and we're just going to add some beads of hot glue. So just get them where you can, a couple a piece, especially for larger ones. Like that L, just add a couple of beads there, and you can always add some later. We really just want to make sure this guy is adhered down well, and do not worry about our little hot glue gun strings because we can do something about those later. So very quickly, you're going to peel this up, bring your embroidery hoop back into the frame, and then we're going to place this as quickly as we can. And once you have this placed, we're going to flip the whole thing over and press from this side. And that's really going to help with that hot glue. And now we're going to flip it back over. And this looks really, really good. And the strings, you can just peel up. Don't even worry about the strings. So you can peel those up when they dry, and you can add more hot glue if needed. And now the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our little bow that we made. Don't forget to check out that video if you want to know how to make it. But first we're going to add some hot glue right here on the plate. And we're going to glue our loop down. Our loop is what's going to hold our embroidery hoop wreath here, so that's very needed. And now we're going to add another little glob right there in the middle. And we're going to add our bow. So just hold that bow in place a little bit there. And once it stays, just give it a few seconds here and hold it. And once that dry, you can just fan your little ends out and again get all those little hot glue gun strings. And there you have your beautiful little evergreen embroidery hoop wreath. What did you guys think of this adorable evergreen embroidery hoop wreath? I absolutely loved the way that it turned out, and it was a very easy tutorial. So if you are a little hesitant or a little scared to try it, definitely just follow this tutorial and you will have success just like I did. I absolutely loved the way that it turned out, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. As always, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment down below if you have any questions for us. And don't forget to click the very first link in the description below to see what you're missing by not becoming a member of Makers Gonna Learn. When you become a member, your die cutting will change forever and you will absolutely love everything that we have to offer over there. Please, again, guys, subscribe if you haven't already and ring that bell so that you get notified for all these awesome videos. Thank you guys so much, and please stay crafty. Have a great day. Bye, guys.